our enemies are your enemies. Our fight is your fight, and our victory will be your victory.
Why does Douglas Murray advocate and support Israel? He's not Jewish. He's not Israeli. So it seems he doesn't have a particular stake in the game. On PragerU, he recently broke this down. Check out this clip of him explaining why he supports and advocates for Israel as much as he does.
I'm curious, why are you so interested in Israel? Because you're from the UK. You're obviously not Jewish. Why Israel?
Well, lots of reasons. I mean, one is that I've covered a lot of conflicts there and have seen the horrible misrepresentation the country has suffered, always suffers, particularly in wartime. Jews are enormously outnumbered worldwide. There are not many Jews in the world, 16 million, something like that. And they're vastly outnumbered. And so misrepresentation of them, particularly misrepresentation of the one Jewish state in the world, is rampant. And I think it's important, anyone who's concerned about truth and the facts on the ground, should understand the situation properly. There are lots of reasons. Part of it is a gut reason, and part of it is a very straightforward one, which I wish more people understood, which is that there is just a line that is completely clear between the teaching union who pushes, the Palestinian issue. There is a completely clear line between those people and their attitude towards America. It's all on the same continuum. If you hate Israel, guaranteed you at least really dislike America. You really dislike Britain. And by the way, I mean, this is proven all the time. I was at the Prime Minister Netanyahu's address to the joint sessions of Congress the other day, and he made a point. I said this in my New York Post column. He made a very important point from the podium that the people who, he said, our enemies are your enemies. Our fight is your fight, and our victory will be your victory. And as he said, the people who hate Israel are also the people who burn the American flag. Now, he made the point very well inside the Congress. Outside the building, his point was made much better by the protesters protesting him speaking, who scrawled "Abolish the USA" across the Liberty Bell, who put in huge red letters on the Columbus Monument, because of course Columbus is one of their great enemies as well, because they wish that he hadn't found the Americas. It would be much better historically if Columbus had never stumbled upon America. I'm sure you agree. Or that he went back and said to the King of Spain, nothing to see there. But they scrawled all over the Columbus Monument, Hamas is coming. And what did these protesters do in Washington, D.C. the other day? But tore down the American flag outside Union Station, burnt it on the streets of the Capitol, hoisted up the Palestinian flag. And the Speaker of the House and Representative Dan Crenshaw and some other veterans went at the end of business and they re-raised the American flag. But just think about that from the way in which the protesters proved the point. But it's absolutely the case. Every anti-Israel protest in my country of birth, every anti-Israel protest, there's not one Union Jack. It's not like the Palestinian flag and the Hamas flag and the Hezbollah flag and the occasional Union Jack. Never a Union Jack in sight. And when they're calling for jihad or, from the river to the sea and this sort of thing, they never end the day by singing God Save the King. When there's a pro-Israel protest, which there have been a few of, they always finish with Hatikva, the Israeli national anthem, and God Save the King. I noticed that when there's a pro-Israel protest in America, pro-Israel demonstration or rally, people will sing, again, sometimes Hatikva, and they'll sing Star Spangled Banner. And that's just not the case on the other side. These anti-Israel protesters, the reason they do not sing the American national anthem or wave the American flag, they don't like those things. They don't like this country. And it's just Israel first in their line of sight. Of course, it's America as the main one, as your friend the Ayatollah.
He loves me very much.
said, says all the time, Israel is the little Satan, but America is the big Satan. And it's America that the Iranian Revolutionary Islamic government in Tehran is really after. Israel is in their first line of sights. America is the main one. And I think that more Americans should realize that.
Very powerful there from Douglas Murray. And again, he is not just advocating for Israel for its own sake, but for the sake of the entire Western civilization, for the sake of the difference between a democracy and a death cult. Like his book says, there are people that defend themselves by putting women and children in front of them. And then there are people that try to put themselves on the line in order to defend their women and children. And that's the difference between Israel and Hamas. For more, subscribe to the channel. If you want to help us make more of these videos, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JewishUncensored. Also, check out our memberships page and subscribe there for exclusive content. Thank you for watching and have a good one.